Today at All Out Brick, we're going to be reviewing LEGO set 75299 Trouble on Tatooine. We're going to build the set and then we'll review it and give it a score. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Christian from All Out Brick. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome to our channel, and if you've seen us before, welcome back. Today we're going to be reviewing the Trouble on Tatooine set. This was released by LEGO in January of 2021, and the biggest standout to me is the fact that we get both Grogu and Mando minifigures, and the set is only at a price point of $30. Previously, you had to buy the Razor Crest set to be able to achieve this, which is over a $100 set. So the fact that they included both of these in this $30 set, great for us consumers, definitely. Looking at the front of the box, we see that it's ages 7 plus, 276 pieces, and this is clearly depicting Season 2, Episode 1 of The Mandalorian, where of course he fights the Crate Dragon. We've got the hut from the Tusken Raider camp, along with a little crossbow apparatus that's used later on in the episode, and of course we got Mando on a speeder with Grogu in the little side pouch. The top of the box gives us a look at the Mando minifigure. Of course, this looks to have arm printing, which is incredible for a $30 set, and this is finally Mando in his Beskar armor. On the back of the box, it's just everything kind of laid out. It shows a little bit of the functions here with the crossbow and putting Grogu in the pouch, along with, looks like opening up that Tusken Raider tent. Obviously, we'll take a better look at that once we build the set later. All right, so let's go ahead and bust this box open. We've got two little thumb tabs here that I've got to pop open. All right, and then and there we go. All right, what do we got inside? We've got a bag 2, a bag 3. I did not expect 3 bags, and a bag 1. That's definitely got Mando's cape right there. All right, these instructions are a little stuck. Oh, they fit like perfectly in the box, so that's it. Also want to take a quick look through the instruction manual. Sometimes there's some goodies in here. Doesn't look like anything there. The back, all right, so we got some minifigures here. Those are all the minifigures from the summer, and what's really interesting is in the back, a lot of these sets we already got, such as the TIE Fighter and the X-Wing, but there's also the Resistance X-Wing as well as the Imperial Shuttle, which I believe come out in March. So pretty interesting that they put those in the back of the instruction manual. Perhaps they were meant to come out in January, but for some reason LEGO didn't release them in January and pushed them back to March. Anyways, at least we get a good look at them, and it's only a matter of time probably until they're actually on the LEGO website. So there you have it. There's your interior contents as well as the instruction manual. Being a set under 300 pieces, this is going to be quite a quick build, so let's go ahead and knock it out. All right, so I just finished building the Trouble on Tatooine set. In total, it took 29 minutes to build. Here's what we have as a result. We're gonna start off with the minifigures. First up for the minifigures is Mando. Mando is of great interest in this set, not only because he contains arm printing, but this is also his proper Beskar armor. Like we touched on earlier, the Season 1 figure, or the one that's included with the Razor Crest, is the one from Season 1. So this time around, he's got his Beskar armor, slightly different colored helmet, and some very great detail on the chest. I mean, excellent print on the front of the body, and of course, including arm printing. That's just great. The only downside to this figure is that his head is just a standard black head. I wish that they had given us, you know, a Pedro Pascal looking or a Din Djarin looking face instead of just this black head. We've seen his head before, we know what it looks like. I have a feeling the next time we see this figure, it's going to be his actual face underneath and not just a black head. Just my guess. Next up is the child. That's how he's advertised on the set. Of course, now we know his name is Grogu. And Grogu this is the first time I've gotten him in a set. And I gotta say, it's, I really, really like what they did here. You know, the ability to print such a small figure, sure, they could use like a microfig, but they literally printed this tiny little figure. And I'm sure they've used this piece other times that makes up his like body and arms. But the head, on the other hand, is exclusive. It's just a rubber head. I mean, I don't think they could have done much better than what they did. Obviously, the arms can't move, but you know, when you think about Grogu, his arms really don't move, so I don't see that as negative. He's got a pretty basic print on the front of what his kind of like furry coat, or I don't know, I guess it's a coat, his coat on the front, so we get that. Last but not least is the Tusken Raider minifigure. This looks very similar, if not identical, to ones that we've seen before. I don't think they changed it for 2021. That's just my guess. I'm sure some of you guys know. If it is different, let me know in the comments. But the head is still a very great head. I mean, it's a Tusken Raider unique head mold. It's not just like some head with like a helmet over top. That I really appreciate. I think it looks incredible. The different wraps that go around the head, very distinct. They don't blend in with each other, so that you can see them popping out, and that's a really great touch. And of course, there's incredible detail on the print. I mean, the robes and like his bandolier, it's so highly detailed. It's just a great minifigure. I really like the fact that they gave us so many good minifigures in this set. Like, sure, they could have included like a Cobb Vanth. A lot of people think like, oh, well, why didn't they include Cobb Vanth in this set? Well, here's the thing. They probably wanted to keep Boba Fett's armor a secret, and kind of like how they didn't have the child in any sets or promotion the first time around, they probably wanted to keep Boba Fett's armor a secret. Therefore, they couldn't have Lego people working on Cobb Vanth. You know what I mean? So that made sense to me why Cobb Vanth isn't in it. I'm sure we'll get his minifigure soon enough if they make another set related to Season 2, Episode 1. Don't know when that could be, but I'm sure we'll get one sooner or later. Moving on to the elements that actually make up this set. First off, we're going to start with the hut because, well, gotta say, I'm a little disappointed with this hut. To me, it feels incomplete. Yeah, like it can open up and close up, and there's a little bit of hinge work in there, but it just doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like Lego put their fullest efforts to making it the best thing they could. My guess is that it was pretty well restricted by budget reasons, and they couldn't have added those extra pieces in there. And in order to make it better, that price point would have bumped up, which is what they were probably restricted by. So, you know, we get what we get. It's not the worst thing in the world, but, you know, it does feel much further off than the other two things that we get in this set. That being said, I understand why they had to include a set. Sure, they could have made this a cheaper set and not included the hut, but then what would we have had? Like the crossbow, the speeder bike, that wouldn't make as much sense as, you know, I think the hut kind of ties everything together. I understand why they had to include it, just wish that it was a little bit more detailed, a little bit more well thought out. Moving on to the other two elements, first off, we're going to talk about the speeder bike. The speeder bike, I really like this design, and the best part about it, in my opinion, is the pouch that holds Grogu. It's perfect. It's so funny just seeing his little minifigure just bopped in there. Can't get enough of it. Absolutely love that design. The rest of it, you know, cool design. It was built a little bit differently than I thought they were going to do it. That being said, it's still a great design for what it is. It's like a small little speeder bike. I'm not sure how many other sets have these kind of Tatooine speeder bikes, but if I had to guess, this is definitely up there in terms of which ones have been the best so far. The third and final element is the crossbow. This is the last thing you build in the set, and I gotta say, this was way more complex than I thought it was going to be. I thought, especially after building the hut, I thought it was going to be this like little rinky-dink, you know, it's going to have the spring-loaded shooter. But no, there's some pretty good building techniques in there. It really surprised me with just how many pieces were packed into this thing. And, you know, it doesn't actually, like, there's these two wheels on the back that you can turn and mimic, like, if you were winding up a catapult or a crossbow. Those don't actually pull anything back because, of course, it's a spring-loaded shooter. But it is still pretty nice that they kept that in there. They included so much detail into this crossbow that I was really impressed. So, great job, Lego, on that crossbow design. And, of course, it does fire pretty hard. You know, I can only imagine. I wish I had an Anakin minifigure and just started watching them at the Tusken Raider. Oh, poor Tusken Raiders, they hate Anakin. Overall, though, I did enjoy this set. You know, if you're a minifigure person, this thing is gold. You get a new Mando fig, the child's Grogu, and a very nice Tusken Raider minifigure. So if you're a minifigure person, this set is definitely for you. If you're more of like, I'm not as much as a minifigure person, I really like the builds, you know, what's included with the set beyond just the minifigures. So, I mean, it's okay. You know, I'm not really sure. The hut, you know, it is what it is. Maybe you could improve upon it, throw some extra tiles or something on there. But the bike and the crossbow are very well designed, very well done, and I did enjoy those builds, so there is that going for it. Of course, this retails for $30, so if you ask me, pretty good pickup, but definitely don't feel the need to put it way up on the list in terms of what you're going to get next from the Lego store or what's currently out. You know, bump this down, unless of course you're really just dying again for those minifigures. Then yeah, go to the set when you can get a chance to get it, because great minifigures. As for a score, I'm gonna go 7.6. 7.6, that's, you know, it's a pretty good set. Minifigures are great, of course. The hut, just lacking. The speeder bike and the crossbow, did really enjoy those though. So if you have the chance to pick this up, you want this set. It's not a waste of money. You're going to get some awesome figures, and you're going to have a little bit of fun with this set. So 7.6, that's your review. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give us a nice thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel to be the first to see all of our future content. Also be sure to check us out on our website and on our Facebook and Instagram pages. Until next time, stay bricking.